Hello, everybody. We're getting ready to go live, or we are live, but going live on Instagram here shortly as well. Give everybody a moment to hop in. I see folks hopping in. Awesome. Yeah, here we go. Live on Instagram now, Facebook, YouTube. So we're going to get ready to get started here. I'll give everybody just about 20 more seconds to see it's live and get ready to hop in to this opportunity for us tonight, just to spend about 20 or so minutes talking a little bit about our beliefs and what we believe in, and why we believe in the things that we believe in about ourselves and about our game. And so hopefully our audio is good. I'm sure you can see or hear that I am outside this evening, which is just a testament to how these things can work anywhere and everywhere you go. So awesome. Hello to everybody in the Facebook group. All right. Okay. All right. So it's good to see everybody that has hopped in. Again, Robert Price, owner of Elite Minds LLC. Thank you for spending a little bit of your Thursday evening with me. And as you saw in the earlier post, that this particular live stream will be about our beliefs. And just so you guys out there are aware, we will be having some special guests on this live, and not on this one, but in a few lives to come. We've had a couple of folks agree to want to come on here, a couple of parents that have worked with me. A, a young man who is under par consulting, Michael Bursine. He'll come on and talk about recruiting and some things that he sees as a former D1 coach, and how he's coaching young folks to be able to potentially live out their dream of playing college golf. So, with that being said, again, Robert Price, owner of Elite Minds. If you're looking to find this video, if you're unable to see it right now, if you're hopping in here a little bit later, you can still leave comments in all of the social media platforms on the Instagram. You will not, but you can still DM me or ask me questions there. Definitely on the YouTube channel and in the Facebook group as well, if you're seeing this at a later date. So just keep that in mind. I will answer your questions that you may or may not have. But hop in there and give yourself an opportunity to continue to grow with me and learn more about how I can assist you in your junior golfer with regards to their mental game. So again, this evening is about beliefs. So one of the things that I know for sure is that we all have beliefs about the things that we're doing, about who we are as individuals, maybe who we are as players. And one of the things that parents talk to me about, and players as well, is about are my beliefs, or do my beliefs actually matter? Meaning, are the things that I believe in about myself actually impact the performances that I have on the golf course? And you may ask yourself, well, of course, the answer would be yes, unequivocally. But there is still conversation around that, because the question becomes more about, well, what do you believe? And how do you change or challenge the beliefs that you have? And so one of the things that this comes from is, when we've talked about before, is how do you actually build confidence, and where confidence comes from. And there's an aspect of confidence that comes from the power of persuasion, the things that you say to yourself, your self-talk. And if your self-talk is based on experiences in the past that may or may not support your beliefs, then this will cause you to question the things that you do believe in yourself. And we recently saw this. You see it in the Super Bowl or any other activity or sporting event, where people have a belief about who they are and their game and where it goes. But what we do know is that sometimes our experiences, or how we interpret our experiences, really come into play here and influence our belief. And so we must be strong in the things that we believe. But more importantly, we must understand that if we have a belief, that we get an opportunity to actually find evidence to support that belief. And so I think it's important for us to write out our beliefs about who we are as a player. If we believe that we're a really good short game player, well, let's go ahead and test that theory, whether we're doing it in practice or in some kind of training opportunity. So if you think you can get up and down 75% of the time, awesome. Well, let's put it to the test, so that way you actually begin to have numbers, prior experience numbers, that will actually support your belief, or maybe not support your belief. A young college golfer that I worked with this morning, we were talking about putting and his belief about himself as a putter. And so we literally started looking at the statistics that his college team coach keeps, to really begin seeing, well, do we really believe that we're a good putter because we make a lot of putts? And so what we were able to figure out was that between 12 and 6 feet, he's about 78%. And he was thinking that actually he was a little bit higher than that, which is not a bad belief. But now we actually have some facts to back up those beliefs about who we are and what we're doing. And then we can actually tailor our practice to that, so that now we can actually begin a process of looking at those 6 to 12 footers and maybe spending a little bit more energy there, or maybe looking at 15 to 18 feet and looking at that as well. Because if we believe that we're a good putter, then we'll have experiences that we can use to prove to ourselves that that actually is true. And so therefore that actually strengthens our belief, and it makes it harder when things don't go the way in which we think they should go, to change our belief system about who we are as a player. So if you believe yourself to be a great putter, awesome. And then what we get to do with that is actually show up using some kind of metric or some kind of number to begin proving to ourselves that these things are actually true, therefore strengthening the belief about the things that we have that are strong in who and what we are. So that's one of the things that we get an opportunity to do. So thank you for joining me again on Instagram and Facebook and the group, and also on YouTube as well. So this is, again, we're really looking at, the things that we believe and the things that we can put to test. And so our beliefs can be based on some kind of factual or experiences that we know of. And so again, being able to and understanding this is crucial when we talk about our mental game and actually being mentally tough. Is actually understanding the things that we do believe, um, the things that we trust, what are those things actually are, and why are they present in what we're doing, because this is one of the things that we recognize and that we know will allow us the opportunity to grow and get better at what we're doing. So if we're able to understand this, then what we're able to do is we start to create a system around our beliefs, and we start to understand that writing out the things that we believe about ourselves, about our game specifically, we write those out. Then we actually go about testing those beliefs. So that way, when we're out on the golf course and things might not be going the way in which we want them to go, we can actually have information to go back to say, like, well, this is who I am as a player. These are facts. These are the truths about what I do. And here's the experiences to prove those things to me. And every once in a while, we'll run into a situation in which we may or may not um, have evidence for that. But through the power of some of the things that we can think in a way that actually allows us a sense of possibility. And so we could have thoughts about those things, or motivational statements is what one of us would be thinking about, that would actually lend to allowing us the opportunity to see these things, so that way we know exactly what we're trying to get after or go after. So I'm going to share a slide with us, so that way we can actually see exactly what this is going to look like, and how we're going to be able to see these things come to fruition a little bit. So this is Carol Dweck's work around fixed and champion mindsets. And so you can see here that if you have a desire to look skilled, versus you believe that you are going to develop skills, then you can actually start seeing there on the right hand side the champion mindset beliefs, that you have challenges that you will face and you will embrace them, that you will have setbacks that you will experience and you will persist in them, that you have that you yourself have are the key to mastery, and that your effort is there. And so you can actually see that you believe that you want to learn from criticisms. And so if you believe these things about yourself, then what you can start to do is develop opportunities or evidence to support these beliefs. You can literally write out the challenges that you've embraced. You can write out the setbacks that you were able to persist in. You can look at your effort and whether or not you can see if there is situations in which you were able to master the circumstance because of your effort. When those have given you criticism, where have you gone and gotten opportunities to actually learn from that criticism? When you have actually felt success or feel inspired by those successes of other folks. And so this this allows you to start to see, how do you begin growing the mindset of a champion? How do you begin to have the right belief structure, so that way you can actually start seeing your results and knowing what it is that you're seeing. And so I challenge my players to begin this process of understanding of, well, what is it that is going to take for me to have this mindset, and then actually challenging the beliefs that they have regarding their mindset. And then we begin to have an individualized program to actually begin adjusting our belief system, so that way when situations occur or failures happen, we actually can go to these things, these beliefs that we have about who we are, and then begin looking at the information or the data that we've produced, those prior experience, to continue to build confidence and then maintain it along the way. So for those of you hopping in on Instagram, again, good to see you all there. But this is just for us to really be able to um, see us in a much better way, because we can absolutely utilize and look at our facts and information that is out there for us to really begin to set up our belief system, our belief structure, so that way when things again are not going the way that you want them or think they should, you actually have something to fall back on. So again, just to kind of cap this a little bit for us to see it, is that if we believe that we are good at whatever it is, fill in the blank, then what we then start to do is look for evidence to support that belief. What we need to do is have the evidence in place, because that's how our brains work. We need to make sure that the evidence that we are looking for actually exists. And we can do that by looking at prior experiences and creating those experiences as well, to make sure that when our brain goes to look for the things that they believe in or believe to be true, that they actually have that information readily available, whether we keep it in our notebook, we have it on our scorecard, but we have that information handy for us to be able to go back and actually see the evidence that will support the beliefs that we have about who we are as a player, specifically when it comes to tournament golf. So being able to do that, being able to understand that, being able to have it readily available for us, that is super critical for your ultimate success. And so that is one of the things that we know will allow you the opportunity to see these things, and then not only see them, but believe in them, and then have evidence to support the things that you believe. So oftentimes what we do is we just assume that these things are true to us. And we do that without actually finding the information that we need. So that way, when things begin to happen for us, that we now know, or we at least have the evidence to support the belief. And so that's one of the things that, I will challenge someone to do, is to make sure that they begin to have evidence to support the beliefs that they are sharing or saying about themselves. And again, this is from a parent standpoint, we want to begin to help our children start finding the evidence right away for the things that we believe them to be, and also the things that our junior golfer believes of them to be as well. And so we want to make sure that we're putting ourselves in position to do that, especially from a parental space, is helping our child find the evidence that they need in order to be successful at what is going on for them. And so if we do that well, then we really will be able to assist them in seeing exactly what it is that they need to do to strengthen the things that they believe about their particular game. So again, this is just an opportunity for us to really begin to dig in on understanding the beliefs that we have. Yes, they're crucial. The beliefs that we have are important for us, but we don't want to just believe things because we believe them. We actually want to believe things based on facts, based on some evidence that we have, based on prior experiences that we can recreate and or create, so that when things are not going the way in which we want them to go, we actually have information to support our beliefs about who we are and what we're doing out there. If you believe you're a great short game player, then you should have information and evidence to support that. Believe you're a good driver of the ball, you should have evidence to support that. Fairways hit, targets hit. We should have that evidence that's there, and we need to be tracking that. And you as a player, if you're listening, you want to make sure that you are also tracking that information, so that way you can again go back to that, whether it's in a book, a journal, on your scorecard, in your scorecard holder, but a place in which you can actually go about finding the evidence to support the things that you believe about yourself. And so I'm going to take some questions for those that are out there live and listening. You can comment some things in here for you as well. So I will wait a moment here. I have some folks on Instagram that love to chime in there and ask some questions as well. Awesome. I see a question here. Awesome. How do you help? The question is, how do you help your junior golfer with beliefs that are not true? That's a great question. So what we would do with that is we would get them to obviously write down their belief. I'm sure they have shared it with you. And then from that point, we would actually create or devise practice opportunities for them to prove that belief to be true for them or false for them. And so that's one of the ways that you could help them actually disprove or prove their own belief. What I would, caution us around is us telling them that the belief is not true. But again, allowing them the opportunity to put it into action by giving them statistics, maybe that they create for themselves that will speak to their belief system for that. That is a great question. Awesome. Yes, a question here on Instagram is how do we maintain that belief through rough patches? Well, the beautiful thing is this: is that we know, without a shadow of a doubt, we are going to struggle a bit. We are going to have some rough patches or situations in which um, our golf game is not operating or behaving for us. And again, what we do is we get an opportunity to actually use the evidence that we have created or found for us that will help support our true belief about who we are. So we maintain that belief because we're able to actually go back and look at things that we have done, whether we've created those things in practice, in training sessions, or in actual events in the past, where we can actually go back to things that are true to who we are and what we do. And that's a way in which we can maintain that belief through the rough patches. And I often say, you're able to really put it to the test because every once in a while we may need to shift our belief in order to grow or get lessons around those particular areas of our game where we thought maybe we were really strong, and then we get some lessons, we get a third eye, and then now we're able to actually begin making the changes that we need to make. So great question, thank you so much. See if we have another one from Facebook or YouTube. Yeah, yeah. This is what this comes from is one thing. It's a science space, but this comes from confirmation bias, right? How do we confirm the things that we believe about ourselves or things that we believe about our game specifically, or about things in our society? But what we know is that the opportunity is a parent just asked, where does this come from? So it comes from the belief or understanding the scientific understanding the construct around confirmation bias and where things come from and how do we find things to confirm our beliefs. And so we use that for our advantage, because then we can create beliefs that are true about what we're doing, and then we find evidence to support that belief. It's a great question. Awesome. Someone here on Instagram wants to know how to find this. It's also in my bio. How to hop into the group on Facebook for you as well. Awesome. Okay. Well, you guys can see that I am en route to somewhere. I'm actually headed to the Jim Thorpe Invitational. I see Doc Sales is here on the gram. So I look forward to seeing some of you that have hopped in the group there, and looking forward to an opportunity to shake hands and say hello. So hopefully you guys have a wonderful Thursday evening. And again, this is an opportunity for you to remind yourself that um, you have the opportunity to create an opportunity to set up your belief system for you, so that way you will be successful. So with that being said, I really look forward to continue to working with you and asking you any questions or answering any questions that you may have regarding your beliefs and how we can strengthen those beliefs based on evidence that we go out and find. So with that being said, I want you guys to have a wonderful evening and good luck turning your potential into reality.